Go! 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 go. Go! Go! Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another empowering edition of the Vibe Live, a Hexalog. The Vibe that stands for Women Inspire, Build, and Enhance is a platform dedicated to fostering women's excellence. It brings together women doctors from diverse specialities to share knowledge, leadership experience, and personal journeys that inspire growth and collaboration. The fundamental pillars that form the vibe are physical well being, mental health, financial wisdom, and professional excellence. Through conferences, forums, and mentorship initiatives, the vibe strives to build a strong community of women professionals who uplift one another and redefine the landscape of healthcare leadership. I'm Dr. Ritu Johri, consultant diabetologist and metabolic expert practicing in the western suburbs of Mumbai. I'm privileged to have a unique, diverse background with a decade and a half spent in pharmaceutical industry, working behind the scenes of drug development, research, marketing, and support. And now into clinical practice on the other side of the table since half a decade, treating diabetes, thyroid, and obesity. Besides directing our two clinics in Kandivali and Malad, I enjoy applying my past learnings from the pharma era as a co-founder of Arfect, a medical marketing agency. But what brings me utmost pleasure in sharing is the introduction of this exclusive initiative, The Vibe, as founder of one of its kind platform that targets fostering women excellence. With that, let me now introduce you to our team, Vibe. Dr. Lotika.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lotika Purohit, a diabetologist and lifestyle medicine physician practicing in Colaba for the last 3 decades. And I also have a special interest in technology in diabetes. Besides that, I also am a mother of an artist and an entrepreneur. And I love to travel. If you don't find me in my clinic in Mumbai, you'd probably find me trying out some new food recipes or traveling. Next is Pranjali.
So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Pranjali Shah, Director and Chief Diabetologist from At Diabetes Clinic, Mumbai. I love working with young diabetics, helping them grow and live stronger. But if you don't find me in my clinic, you can see me doing farming, hiking, playing with pets in the animal shelters. And I have been a badminton, state level badminton player, so I love playing badminton. Over to you, Dr. Rukia.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rukia Surya Sheikh. I'm a diabetes, thyroid, and obesity specialist. I'm practicing in Mulund, Mumbai for the past 15 years. So, beyond the clinic, I love to work out. I love to play carom and have meaningful conversations that spark both laughter and thought. And recently, I've discovered the joy of painting. And that is my little escape into the color and calm. And it brings me great joy to be over here on this platform of Vibe with such women inspired. Kavita.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon, Dr. Anjana. I'm Dr. Kavita Rane. I've been practicing in Mumbai, Chembur area for the past 14 years as a diabetologist and obesity specialist. We have a hospital called Rane Hospital in Chembur, which is basically a cardio diabetes institute. So we have cardiac surgeries and angioplasties, angiographies. So I'm looking into those patients as well, along with my father. I also consult at Apollo Spectra and in Lux General Hospital in Chembur. I love to draw, I love to paint. Abstract art is my favorite. I love to travel. I have been a professional photographer for the past so many years. I've had an exhibition at Jahangir Art Gallery. So I'm looking forward to many more such exhibitions and getting inspired by the vibe. And I love music and I love to play golf. So over to you, Dr. Ritu.
Is the graceful balance where medicine research and the art of life converge, brings in a persona that is purely an amalgamation of science, passion, and spirit. I'm sure you can see her. Legacy in motion, the healer, the innovator, the dancer, a hexalog with Dr. Anjana, physician, researcher, entrepreneur, and artist from a legendary medical family. We are privileged to have with us indeed a powerhouse of inspiration, which is not only enough for me to put in words. a mentor, and a role model for women in healthcare. Dr. Anjana is the managing director of Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialties Center and president of the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation. Her main research areas are prevention of diabetes, epidemiology, physical activity, translational research, and technology related to diabetes. Beyond her MBBS in 2002, first class with distinction, and MD in 2007, she's also obtained a diploma in diabetology with distinction from the University of Cardiff in 2010, UK, and has been awarded the PhD degree from the Madras University in 2013. She's been conferred with the prestigious fellowship of the American College of Physicians from the American College of Physicians and the fellowship of the Royal College of Physicians, Glasgow, Edinburgh, and London, fellowship of the Indian College of Physicians, and fellowship of the American College of Endocrinology. She serves as principal investigator and co-principal investigator for several national and international projects. She's also published 453 articles in prestigious national and international peer-reviewed journals and delivered lectures in several national and international conferences. In 2020, she was selected as the member of the WHF Salim Yusuf Emerging Leaders Program. She received several awards to date from various national organizations, including the prestigious Young Outstanding Women Achievers Award from the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, the Young Innovator Award from the Indo-UK Health Summit Tamil Nadu, Young Scientist Award from Government of Tamil Nadu, the Shakuntala Amir Chand Prize from the ICMR, WIDF Applied Innovation Award by the International Diabetes Symposium, Cure Women Diabetologist Award by the RSSDI, Researcher of the Year Award by American College Physicians, and several others. Recently, she has received the Sadikot Fellowship Oration at UPDACon and the Health Research Excellence Award by the Indian Council of Medical Research in 2024. She's received the Sri Armugam Physician Research Foundation Award from Association of Physicians of India in 2025. She's an expert panel member of the World Health Organization, Selection and Prioritization of Global Diabetes Monitoring Framework, Health and Wellness Centers, and a member of the Scientific Advisory Committee of the ICMR National Center for Disease Informatics and Research. In 2023, she's been appointed as an adjunct faculty in the Department of Medical Science and Technology, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. She's a part of the expert committee for development of NCD protocols for the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers. She's also a member of the IDF Atlas 11th edition, Diabetes-Related Mortality Special Interest Group, and Arogya World Inland. She's also a technical expert member of the World Health Organization Global Framework Indicators for Secondary and Tertiary Care. With that, may I request Dr. Anjana to say a few starting words of how you felt when you heard about this invitation to the Vibe.
Thank you so much, Ritu. I can't imagine. The first thing I felt was intrigue. And I was like, what's this vibe? And, what is it all about? So today I know it's something fantastic. I was mentioning earlier, I've never been interviewed by 5 women before. So it's going to be a really good experience, I think. And women help women. I very strongly believe in this. And I think the vibe is at the center of it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anjana. With that passion and interest, let's start with the hexalog. So, Dr. Lotika, all over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Anjana, coming from this family, the legendary family wherein your grandfather was like the father of diabetology, Dr. M. Vishwanathan, your father, Dr. V. Mohan, has also carried the legacy forward. Your mother, Dr. Rema Mohan, also who I have very fond memories of, and your husband also, Dr. Ranjit, who's also doing a lot of work alongside. So what was your early lessons which shaped your journey of healing and humanity?
So they say that, diabetes runs in families. Apparently, diabetology also runs in families, certain families, I guess. So, I probably should say that it started with not my grandfather, but his mother. My great-grandmother was probably the first, she was not a diabetologist, but she was the first woman physician in Kerala. So, yeah, so she was first, followed by my grandfather, and then, my uncles and aunts.
Yes, your uncles and aunts. Yes.
Like, diabetologist on that side, my cousins, we're a
Yeah.
whole lot of them. So when we have a family like that, it just happens that you kind of eat, sleep, breathe diabetology. You end up having these conversations over the dinner table, whatever. So very young, I started, especially in my family, since both my parents are, doctors and they were working together. I have these very fond memories of hearing my parents talking about how they healed people, what they did, how it changed lives, and it's hugely inspirational. I can't tell you. I used to follow my mom around, when I was 3 years old. I used to be, remember that day they used to have those slide thingies where you had to push that thing in and press a button and it
Ah, yes, yeah.
remember that?
The
So I used
slide master, yes.
that one. So they used to have that, round thing, and those slides used to go.
The carousel.
Yeah, the carousel. That's the one. Yeah. So, so I used to be the slide boy. So I used to hear my mom saying all that. I couldn't even pronounce things like retinopathy, and I used to hear my mom saying all this. And apparently, when I went for my school admission when I was 3, and the sister, it was Church Park here. So Sister Nun asked me, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I said, "Well, I want to do diabetic retinopathy." And I had no clue what that was. I couldn't even pronounce it, and I'm pretty sure the nun didn't know what it was either. But that's what I said. So, so those kinds of things kind of early set in. I'm told by a lot of my uncles and aunts that I used to carry one doctor kit around and do operations for all my aunts and uncles when I was quite young. So I think these things just, they pass off on you, I guess, when you are, there's so much of it in the environment.
Yeah, that's right. So, yes, you've already mentioned when did you first feel the calling, but when did you feel that the journey was yours, not just your inheritance?
So I think that was something I always knew. For example, when there was this moment when my mother used to do a lot of, and my parents do a lot of free service. And I remember it was at one of these camps that she was an ophthalmologist. So it's all about eyes, right? And I remember this man who came up to her and said, in Tamil, he was telling her, Amma Neenga Devam, which means, ma'am, you are God to me. You have given me sight. And as, a child of 3.5, it made a very deep mark on me that a human being could cause relief in pain, suffering. The words he used made a huge impact on me. And I think it's at that moment that I somehow decided that I wanted to be a healer too. I wanted to be like my mom. I basically wanted to be my mom. So, so I think it was probably that moment. I think officially in 6th standard in school, they had this whole counseling exercise where they made you close your eyes and vision out stuff. But I think way beyond, before that, I always knew that of course, it also helps that I can't do maths at all. So when you are mathematically challenged, then, your options are quite limited.
Okay. So how do you balance the family legacy and yet creating a space for yourself?
Yeah. So as I was saying, this pressure started very early on. So when I was in medical college, I was in first year medical college. I didn't know ABCD of anything. And people used to come to me and say, hey, Anjana, in diabetes, does this happen? Does that happen? And I remember the first time that someone asked me, I was in first year. I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue. I've come out of school, okay, and, really, really not there. And then someone asked me, hey, everyone in your family speaks diabetes and only that, and you don't even know this. And I think that's the day I decided that I had to up my knowledge on this. And on that day, I started realizing that it doesn't matter where I was in my career, I had to know about diabetes. And I think from there, going into various paths, I think physical activity is something that's still a niche area everywhere. And being a woman, naturally, woman-centric issues are something that I took a leaning towards. And thus, there's always so much to do. So there's always a little niche that you can find for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So looking back, what do you feel was your most meaningful impact in terms of human impact?
So I think there are so many such moments because it started off with me. It was never something that I had to do. It's something I wanted to do. And that memory of that man speaking to my mother and saying, "You healed me, you gave me sight," struck. And always wanting to do something to help human beings was a primary driver. But one of the things that struck me many years later, my mother, is no more at this point in time. And one of the things she did tell me on her deathbed was never stop doing seva. So I will,
Okay.
where she left off, I go to these camps even now. So in one of these camps a few years ago, there was this girl, actually, it was the pediatrician. So these camps have a lot of, not just diabetes, right? There's a pediatrician, there's a gynecologist. There are many people sitting there. So the pediatrician, she came to me and she said, "There's this girl, she has type 1, but she's refusing to take insulin. Can you please have a look?" So that's the first introduction I had to this little girl. She was about maybe 6 or something like that. She was the second of 2 girls in a family whose mother was a maid. Father had passed away, and single, and she's got type 1 diabetes. And doesn't understand anything, doesn't know anything. Mother is illiterate, child is illiterate. I mean, it was totally a thing. And the only thing that she was talking about was, "I won't take insulin, no injection, no injection." She couldn't even pronounce injection. 6 years old. Okay. And she couldn't, and she went on and on. And from there, that girl today is on a 780G. Okay. And she's pubertal, she's kind of doing well. She's, she's like a brand ambassador today. She's in school,
Yeah.
she's studying well, she's going to finish. And so that journey that has happened, I think, has been a very gratifying one for me. And
Yeah.
while there are many such, she's one of my first. So I remember that very
Yeah.
vividly.
Yeah. The first is always more memorable than the
Because
others
I
that happen
literally,
in the journey.
that day I was praying, because I didn't know what to do. She was, screaming and crying. Mother diabetic, grandmother diabetic, child has type 1. And,
Okay.
all these women, the family, no male member there. And it was a nightmare,
Yeah.
working through that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
where there's a will, there's a way everywhere.
That's true. That's true. So now I hand over to Dr. Pranjali to take the conversation further.
Thank you so much, Rutika ma'am. So it's such a proud moment to be with you, ma'am. And the next segment, I'll be asking you about the research. And it's been more than 15 years I'm seeing you working, and I'm so happy to tell you that, and everyone, and I am a student from Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Academy. It's such a proud moment for me today. So, ma'am, I want to know what keeps your curiosity alive when, and it's been many years I'm seeing you're having the same passion when you're doing research in metabolic diseases and hidden disorders associated with that. And would you like to share any moment which has changed your outlook towards the diseases and wellness?
So, like I said, I've always been hearing, people talking about this. And my father, really initiated research in diabetes in this country when he and my uncles and all of them were working towards. And so I used to hear him presenting stuff. And multiple times he used to say, we did up to Chennai, we did this, we did that. There was a lot of talk around that. And I used to think, but Chennai is only Chennai. Chennai is not India, is it? So I used to, and I used to wonder, because it was fantastic work, but it was limited so much to one area and couldn't be extrapolated. So that struck me quite young. So I kept telling him, and I was not even an MBBS at that time. So I was just actually I wrote my first research paper when I was in 11th grade. It was on LP Little A.
Wow.
It was a big fad at the time. And that was my first review on LP Little A, my first paper. I was in 11th standard at that time. So as soon as, and then after that, in 12th, I won the KVPY, that is Kishore Vaigyanak Protsahan Yojana from ICMR. It was a 2-year thing. So in first year college and second year college, first year college, I went to AIIMS. And in second year, I went to PGI Chandigarh. It was a group, it was 4 people from the country, one from like thousands of people. I can't tell you. ICMR, there's a batch of 17 profs who sat around there, and they kept firing questions at you from all directions. It was coming, you know. So, and finally, when I heard I'd won it, it was it was an amazing moment. So that gave me a lot of background into. They took us to the genomics lab. They took us to so many labs and things. And I realized there's a whole world out there that we have no clue about. You know, public health is one thing, basic health. I mean, it's just so vast that we don't know so many things. So while I went through these rotations, my interest was very much spiked, and I realized I wanted to do something. I have a huge interest in genomics, have right from the beginning, and of course, public health. So I kept telling my dad we need to do something for India per se. And at that time, he was like, go first do MBBS, learn medicine, then we'll see, you know. And then I went back after I finished and I said, we're still not here. And then this time, you know, he took this idea to DG ICMR. At that time, it was Professor Ganguly who was there. And he said, my daughter, I can't forget those words. Ganguly sir was just leaving. And dad, you know, literally caught him in the car and said, sir, my daughter has this very crazy idea of doing, you know, this entire country. Sorry, sir, but is it okay types, you know? And he said, wow, that's a great idea. Come back and make a presentation. And, you know, so that I think is the beginning of things like INDIAB. As far as basic research goes, it's something that the day that I learned about epigenetics was something that really struck me, because when you hear, you know, being Indians, we have a tendency to be quite fatalistic. And we say, oh, this is our karma, these are our genes, nothing can be done. And then finally you find science tells you that you have the power, the mind has the power to overcome your genes. That day, I was like, wow, you know, this is something that is fantastic. And it's not just, it's science, it's right there in front of you, right? So I think that was a very amazing moment for me. And since then, different parts for me, I have a lot of interest in stem cells. I have a lot of interest in a lot of things. But yeah, I think those have been some important moments.
And I've seen you are working for INDIAB. I think in 2007, 2006, you had started with INDIAB.
Yeah.
And I was studying there. So I've seen day and night, you were just thinking about it and the planning and all. It was superb, man.
It took, actually, what people don't know is that the outcome of the research today, the planning alone took 2 years to do for us. And that, I think, was so important for the outcome. It is that period of time that set the stage for a lot. A lot of people don't know that. You know, they think that they can do things overnight, 48 hours, 20. It's not that. A good study of any sort requires tremendous amount of planning and thinking beforehand before you actually start doing stuff.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And ma'am, now research for everyone looks like data, graphs. So, and behind every data, man, there is a true human, right? So, how do you put empathy to your research and make it meaningful?
So I think the genesis of research is need, and the need comes from the human being. So it's always linked to that. How much of diabetes is there and how many people are suffering? That is the question we're asking. That's how the research question comes, right? When you look at a patient in front of you, can I do something to make this person lose weight? How do I do? Let's find a molecule. Let's find a drug. So research done right always has clinical impact. And for me particularly, I always have to place the patient in the center, or the human being in the center. It doesn't have to be a patient, right? It can be anything. So without that important element, I don't think there is much use to the rest of it. I mean, there's lots of research on lots of things, but ultimately there has to be some clinical use and to it, and someone should benefit from what you are doing. Otherwise, there's no point in it, is it?
Yes. And now, very important question, and you're at forefront of precision medicine. And now we are seeing it is shaping the care which we provide to our patients. So, ma'am, do you recollect any special case where you feel that precision medicine has changed the outcome in that particular patient?
Absolutely, so many of them. So when we look at type 2 diabetes itself, we have done subtyping of diabetes. So we have now a tool, it's called Diana, which can tell you which subtype of diabetes that particular patient has. Is being used regularly in the clinic for all new patients with diabetes. So
Okay.
you're looking at that, we'll need to say who needs early insulin, who can manage with just metformin. See, the guidelines are quite standard, right? It says first line, second line, third line, and everybody will be given a certain, but human beings cannot be put into lines. It doesn't work that way. If there are 6 of us here, each of us is different. Our metabolism is different. Our everything is different, right? So how can the same drug work for all of us, even if we have the same disease? It won't work. So that way, for each person, I think, and that's where the tech is really helping. That's where the precision medicine is helping. In each field, it's coming. So this is for diabetes. We have multiple such things in Ofthal now, which we are using very much in the clinic, where, looking at retinal pictures, we're able to predict things. Now we're able to look at retinal pictures and predict kidney disease, predict Alzheimer's, predict, stuff like that. So each of these tech now is helping. There's tech that's coming in with behavior change. There's tech that's coming in with nutrition. Our whole genomic nutrition thing has started. So all of this is, each of these is coming. And I think integrating all of these is going to be in the future shortly.
So, ma'am, is this available for all the clinicians, this tool, or
Yes, the Diana tool? Yeah, so
Yeah.
right now it's under IP. And as soon as, so the process is ongoing, we're almost reaching the final stages of that. As soon as the IP is clear, it will be widely available for anybody to use, because actually it's not meant for the diabetologist. We are already trained to understand who has insulin deficiency and who has, we know that. But at primary care, this may not be the case. So the physician sitting there, or the GP sitting there, is dealing with too many things. For him, diabetes is one corner of everything that he does. So for such cases, it is of immense value. But yes, it should be available to anyone who needs it. We're also doing individual risk predictors for microvascular disease and all. It should be available quite shortly. And in that, we will also have individual drug response. So there's an RCT called Aggregate going on now. And in each subtype, what kind of drugs has to be first line, second line, etc. So that also will populate into the tool once the results are ready.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's a treat listening to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the answer.
Thank you.
Over to you, Dr. Rukia, for the next segment. Yes. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, on mute.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I was saying that, this has been such an enlightening conversation on the science of curiosity, how research, when it is guided by curiosity, it can open entirely new frontiers in medicine. And that brings us perfectly to our next segment, where curiosity is only the beginning. And what truly matters is how we turn these ideas into something that create a world impact. So my segment is about being the entrepreneur that you are, you turning the vision into impact. So I would like to ask you that since you've brought science, innovation, and enterprise together so seamlessly, and being the managing director of Dr. V. Mohan's Diabetes Specialty Care, what has been your most meaningful takeaway from there?
Wow, that's a difficult one. You learn a lot being there as you go along. You make plenty of mistakes and you learn from them all. But I think one of the most important things that you learn is that you learn about people. And that's something that is not available in any textbook. It's not available in any form until and unless you've been there and done that. Okay, so I think looking at being a leader is many things. Okay, of course, one has to have a vision. One has to be able to inspire people. But I think it's a lot about people. And success is about your team. The strength of your team determines how far you will go. So understanding team, unlocking potential in people. Nobody is perfect, right? But using the best in everybody, trying to harmonize teams. And I feel in an organization, while goals are, of course, your primary, I think it is the environment that really determines whether you will achieve or not. So having that camaraderie, having a spirit of love, care, that family kind of feeling among employees, that's not something that's easy. That's not something that's, but if at the helm, when you're standing there and through the ranks, if you are able to see that that holds, that people care for each other, people hold each other, then they move together. Otherwise, they split apart. And it always doesn't happen. There's plenty of, this way, that way things happening. But overall, when you see you're moving from point A to point B, you can only do so with a group of people who are there for you. And I can also tell you one more thing I learned. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of guts to stand there when things are not going well and say, I'm here, will you follow me? Right? So, and to say that, do you believe me? So it takes a lot of guts. You have to be able to see what others can't see. You have to be able to believe that you will, proceed. And I think also there is always a lot of divine intervention in all of this. So that belief, that spirituality also helps overall in the larger scheme of things.
Wow. Ma'am, so this is so beautiful, what you have just told, like being the leader, able to hold everyone together when people are falling apart, and, just believing in the vision and making everyone get together with you that, yes, we are in the right place. So, ma'am, in medicine, however, we often find ourselves that we are balancing science. At the core of it, like you said, it's the people, it's the person that I'm treating, whether it is research, whether it is patient who's in the cabin. So how do you balance? And then there is a business. There is a hospital that you're running, right? So, ma'am, how do you make it all authentic? And by being authentic, how do you stay grounded? You you remain purpose driven while navigating the business side of the healthcare. Because I think our medicine does not teach us that. We are only taught to treat patients. And it's only when we come into practice that, okay, oh, there is a business side to it. It's just so too difficult to draw the line sometimes.
Yeah.
So ma'am, please.
I think that's a fantastic question, because I think all of us face that. We have no clue, right? We start off with bones and end up with drugs, and there's nothing else in between. The numbers never feature at all, right? So it was definitely a journey for me. I had plenty of help. I had good mentors and teachers along the way who helped me through this journey. I still remember about 10 years ago, I think it was. And I don't know if you know what EBITDA is. It's actually the profitability. I couldn't pronounce it at that time. And people used to make fun of me because I used to say EBITDA. And that's where I was, I had no clue. And from there, again, it's been a journey. We were invested in at one point. We have come out of that, and from there we have grown from strength to strength. So I think the business is something you learn along the way. You learn the number, if you're a doctor, that is, I mean, you can always choose to do the business side of it. But for me personally, it has been something that I learned along the way. It's been a hard journey learning it. Okay, I trained as a physician. I have a PhD in epidemiology, and then I end up being the managing director and running all the numbers. So can you imagine? There's things that are totally, not connected.
You are wearing all the hats with that. It's not like you've taken one and left the other. You're doing all three of it together.
Yeah. So, oftentimes I keep joking, they'll put these numbers like this Excel sheet and my eyes will cross. And I'll be like, I'm counting the zeros. Mathematically challenged, remember? We started there. So, it's something you learn along the way. And again, where there's a will, there's a way. When there's no other thing, you're put in a pool, you have to swim or drown, you swim. So that's pretty much what happened to me. And along the way, you learn that doing business is not wrong. Making money is not wrong. How you do it is what matters. And that's what I tell folks all the time. You ask me, how do I stay authentic? I say something that's very, very simple to all staff. I say, do for the patient what you would do for your mother, right?
Mhm.
Do you want to see that she's healthy? What would you do?
Mhm.
And don't do what you wouldn't do to a loved one. It's as
Mhm.
simple as that. Never leave my dad and my mom, they're the founders, they have a credo. So it talks about the ethical parameters for staff, for each of us, researchers, for the management, each of these. So the credo lays out the ethical principles by which the company will go forward for immemorial. And no matter who sits here, as long as they are in this company, they follow that credo. So that's what I tell every staff, okay? Making money is not wrong. It's how you make it that matters. You don't do things that are wrong just because, someone else is doing it, or because it makes money. That's not the way to do it. And you know what? That won't sustain also. Over a period of
Right.
time, that will come out, it will lead to controversy, etc. So
Mhm.
your heart is at the center of your treatment. Do
Mhm.
for every patient who walks in what you would do for yourself and your loved ones. If you just
Mhm.
follow that, the rest will follow. My father had a very good way of saying it. He said, every patient who walks out of the clinic must bless you and say, God bless you, doctor. May you be able to do more for more people. And that
Mhm.
particular sentiment has a lot of power.
Yes.
So I think that's how
Totally.
we are able to hold that together.
Wow. So let's talk about something which is close to your heart, the Tandav initiative.
Yeah.
So I would want everyone who has joined us today, so you let us know about what is the Tandav initiative. We
Yeah.
know that between our community of diabetologists, it's widely recognized for this innovation. So what has inspired this creation and what impact has it had so far?
Yeah. So we've been working for more than 10 years on physical activity. I told you, as I was going through research, I realized that one gap and one hole. So we started getting people to be active. So it started with, the DCLIP program with Emory University, and my partner Ranjani Harish was running that at that point. And we started making people get into these exercise programs. Then we realized, men were more, amenable to coming, and all women were shy. They wouldn't come. There were excuses. There was a problem if they were with men and women, husband won't allow, father won't allow, something will happen. So more and more, I started realizing there was huge gaps. And then when I started looking at it, children are okay till prepubertal, girls. And then at puberty, something changes, right? And I don't mean physiologically, I mean socially. So the moms are immediately, don't go to the playground, boys are there, you can't do this, can't go out after dark, it's not safe for a girl, it's not this, that. So what happens is that this girl gets stuck at home most of the time. Now enter studies, 10th standard, 11th standard, 12th standard, marks, ranks, enter this. This girl is becoming obese. Why? Because mother says boost for brain power. Okay. And then she's giving all high calorie goop, drinks and food and thing, and you're sitting and studying, and you've now entered college. Okay. A few years into college, someone says get married. Now she's married. Pregnancy 1, pregnancy 2. Okay, by then GDMS set in, she has diabetes, obesity, hypertension, whatnot. So when you look at it, you'll see that at the base of it, this woman lacks physical activity. That starts very young. This is important not just for, physical, but also for mental health of this woman. So I realized there's something that we have to do innovatively. And telling a woman walk every 1 hour a day. I know there are badminton players here, and there are, fitness enthusiasts in this group of 6 women. But in a larger group, it's like a very small percentage of women who are aware, who want to go ahead and do something. And even if they could socially, they have too many barriers. And at every age, right? So here then we thought, okay, I'm actually a dancer by profession. I learned classical dance in childhood. And for me, dance is a passion, just as painting is, and a lot of stuff is to a lot of people. But I started thinking, why not? And then I saw this video in which they used music to heal neurons in some way. This was many years ago when I started. Then I thought, why not I use dance to, bring in physical activity, NCD space? Why can't we do this? And I think that's the genesis of Tanad. I've called Ranjani, my partner, and said, Ranjani, this is idea, let's do it. And she's like, let's do it. So, that was the beginning. We got together with choreographer. Tandav is essentially high intensity dancing for fitness and prevention of NCD. That's what it is. It takes the latest Bollywood, Mollywood, Tollywood songs, hit ones, okay? And it has in one routine, there's 10 minutes, okay? It sounds small, very difficult. Has anyone done a plank for 1 minute?
Yes.
Right. So
I
you know
do.
what 10 minutes sounds like, okay? You know how hard that is.
The longest 10 minutes of the day that would be.
But unlike doing something repetitive, when you have music filling the room and the space, you have 2 minutes of very high intensity dancing. So that's your metabolic benefit bit. Then you have a 30-second wait where your heart rate comes down to 50-60% for age. Otherwise, it's at about 80-90% for age. Comes down to 6 to 30-second. Then next song starts. 2 minutes. Then 30-second. There are 4 times when you do it for 4 different songs. One will be Bhangra, one will be Shape of You, one will be something else. Your mind and body is, just moving from one thing to another, and suddenly 10 minutes is over. And that we found, so that was a concept. We worked on, first thing we went to St. John's Laboratory and had the physiology done to see whether it met HIIT norms. Then we got funded, we went to schools, we found that it burns fat, it does all of this stuff, builds fitness, psychological benefits, etc. It also helped girls with their eating, stress eating, stuff like, because you're burning excess nervous energy, right? So I think it had multiple benefits. So that's where Tandav is. It's with tens and thousands of women today who have now taken this up.
Oh, nice. That's wonderful. So, ma'am, looking ahead now, if you had to build, what kind of healthcare ecosystem would you like to build?
I think
what kind of healthcare ecosystem in India would you like to build?
So I think in India, everything is quite divided between, whether it's public, private, whatever. But overall, I think technology has, come in a big way into healthcare overall, in diabetes in particular. But what this whole tech piece misses is the human emotion of empathy. Healing is not about technology. Healing is not even about medicine or anything. Healing is from one human to another. And that's what you found. The touch, the feel, the understanding, the listening, that's what heals totally. And that a machine can't do as of today. I don't know whether it'll do it tomorrow, but as of today. So I think integrating the tech with the human element is what's going to happen in the, upcoming years.
Wow. So, ma'am, thank you so much for all these reflections, and it beautifully captures how a purpose-led innovation like Tandav can actually transform lives.
Yes.
So thank you so much. And over to you now, Kavita, for your next.
Thank you, Dr. Rukia.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, this next segment is about the dancer, the movement, empowerment, and metabolic health. So the question goes, you've often spoken about dance, as you were mentioning right now, as more than art, as movement medicine. And how can dance empower adolescent girls and women to embrace fitness with joy rather than pressure? And in an era of sedentary lifestyles, how can dance become a sustainable form of exercise that supports physical, emotional, mental, and hormonal health?
So I think that's what. So the element here that we're looking for is fun. Why do people do things again and again? Because it gives you pleasure, right? And dance is one such thing. It makes people happy. It gives you pleasure. All your happy hormones are all over the place. And hence, it's a very good element because for metabolic health, it's about repetitive behavior, right? You have to keep doing it every day, and then only you start getting the benefit of it. And dance has that element in it. So Tandav, the fun element of it. So when we started, we were really... Actually, we had a lot of questions about it. Will people take it up? It's just another form of exercise, right? But what we found is that the girls who we started, so we started with women. Women were so unfit, they couldn't do Tandav. So we had to go to girls. And that's how we started. So these girls were so, impressed. They were telling their friends, and their friends were telling their friends. They were performing at Diwali parties and all kinds of things. So then we found the girls were bringing their moms. Okay, and we had these mom-daughter dyads inside of the whole thing. So this whole spreading of this happiness and positivity, I think, was very important in terms of it's not just an exercise. It is something that heals you, overall, physically and mentally.
Yeah, correct, absolutely. And what does the art of life mean to you in the context of a demanding medical and research career, ma'am?
So everybody works, there is research to do, there's always a lot to do. You're practicing medicine, you're seeing patients. But people always think, let's postpone happiness for later, right? Life is a journey. It's never going to end till it ends, right? You have different goals. First, they'll say, okay, first you get into college, get good marks. Then they say, get into college, now get a job, now get married, now have children, now do something. So it goes on like that, right? So, and you'll think, okay, I'll be happy after I buy a car, after I buy a house. You're never going to be happy after you buy a car or a house. You're going to be happy today. And guess what? You have to create that happiness yourself. There's nobody who's going to create this for you, right? If you have a journey, set your goals, enjoy the journey. See that you are doing something you're passionate about, enjoying, and then the art of life. Okay, whether you're working, whether you're dancing, whether you're it's that little happiness you create around yourself, which will spread to others also.
Very true. On that note, I remember what my father says. He says, be in the now. That's what
yeah, very true.
So,
because truthfully, that's the only place you'll ever be. You
never be anywhere. You don't know about the future. The past is gone. You can't do much about it. You're in the now, this minute.
Yeah.
So amazing. What message would you share with mothers and daughters about finding self-confidence, balance, and body positivity through movement and rhythm?
I think it's a fantastic bonding opportunity for mothers and daughters. When I see so many of these Tandav reels and all coming out, makes me really happy. I would just say, keep it going, spread the positivity, spread the happiness, spread health. And I think a woman is at the centerpiece of health. And getting her to change, her children aligned to that is a fantastic, outcome, I would say.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So moving on to the next segment, I would like to go on to Dr. Ritu for this segment. Thank you, ma'am.
Anjana, I think we've come to the last segment of questions for you before the rapid fire ensues. But I must say, bringing all of this that I've been hearing from you, right, we started with legacy. So legacy always comes as a great responsibility. And clearly, creating something beyond what has been created is itself exemplary when it comes to you in your career. Similarly, you also mentioned that success, yes, it looks very elegant and at the same time very, comfortable, but the effort that goes behind is actually a mammoth task. And we're so happy to know how you've shared with us, the entire vision of even human health. What is healing? Healing is basically, the form of interaction of human being heard, touched, and, looked upon. And I guess, yes, that's where even if artificial intelligence does come in, the human intelligence would always supervise it so that, it stays within the boundaries of healing, and, the vision that you and Sir carry or man had is continued for better patient care. And with that, my segment is basically the visionary woman. It's a privilege to call you that. And of course, grace, grit, and growth. So, what does grace under pressure mean to you as this visionary woman?
Wow, grace under pressure is a lot of things. I don't know if I carry it all the time.
You do. You surely do.
But I think when you set yourself out to do many things, there's lots of times you're going to stumble and fall. And being realistic about it, getting up and putting one foot in front of another is something that I value very, very much. The second is to be kind to yourself, right? You're a human being. It's okay. You make mistakes and you learn from them, right? So I think learning to make peace with yourself and not, self-tripping, self-guilting, all of these. And we do it we women are very good at all this. We do this really well. Oh, I could have done this better. Yes, you perhaps could have, but you didn't. It's okay. You're a human being. It's all right. So I think forgiving yourself, learning from those mistakes and moving forward. I think keep moving forward wherever you are. Just, it doesn't matter if you're paused for some time. That happens, often happens, and it's fine. But get up and move. Just keep moving. I think that's something that I think is hugely important.
And, as we of course do speak so much about, the emotional intelligence which women are enriched with, I guess, that is something that probably helps us thrive through these kind of situations. And what is your mantra to keep, the emotional and mental well-being at peace when you're handling so much? We were talking about wearing multiple hats, mathematically challenged, but yet leading a business as well as patient care, ensuring that healing is still at the center. How do you maintain your mental health?
I think for me, yoga is very, very important. It's something I learned early on, that while I'm a very fit person, I dance, yes. But in addition to that, my mind requires the yoga that, I do every day. It is something that calms me. It gives me control. And it's so easy to lose control, no? In a mad world with mad things that we do, we all do multiple things, and losing it is like the easiest thing to do. But then I think not losing it is an art. Someone has to put the art of life, right? So I remember the small little thing, okay? My dad used to keep saying, do yoga, it helps me and all that. And I never used to believe him. I was a teenager at that time. So then at some point I started, out of no other way, I started doing it myself and realized it has fantastic benefits, gives you a lot of control. But for a few days, something happened, and I didn't do, and I was like very stressed and screaming and all. And my maid comes up to me, and she says, "Are you okay these past few days? You're screaming a lot. Are you all right?" Types. And I said, "Oh, you know what, Amma, I didn't do this yoga, and if I do that, I'm actually a better person, okay, nicer person." And she says, "I've got it. Henceforth, you shall not leave the house. I shall remind you to do the yoga every day." So it's that basic, okay? It really helps. On a serious note, it really helps. And I think it's my sanity in a lot of times.
Okay, that's great. That's actually a very motivating piece because, yes, we do, most of us women, when we are multitasking, we do speak to patients, that, you need to relax, you need to do some form of exercise. But at the end of the day, being mothers, being entrepreneurs, we forget that, it also applies to us. So I guess that's a good piece of advice for all who are listening, that do take this part for yourself as well, that in your daily life, you please do find time for yourself as well. Smile a bit, exercise a bit, and be the better person that you can actually be. With that, my next question, I'm changing gears slightly within this, is that, when you're looking at success now down the line that you've been, of course, you are still, going ahead. How do you define success for yourself from, achievements perspective and the purpose perspective? What does success mean to you?
Success has many forms. I'm a mother. So if I have, my son is now 17. And I think if he turns out to be a really good human being, that is number one success for me.
Wow.
In spite of everything that I've done, that would be number one. I think one of the happiest days of my life was the day he was born. So if he turns out to be a good human being, that would be a number one success thing for me personally. There are many other things in terms of research, and then these goals keep changing over time, right? Having a close-knit family, being happy is successful. Reaching your goals. For me, like I said before, I don't know, different people have different things, right? So for me, of course, the organization is growing and there is a vision I have set out for that. So reaching those goals are also success. I'm definitely not saying no, but I think those change over time. And things that are, if I'm able to have a happy, healthy team, leave behind people who will do good work even after I'm no longer there, I feel that for me is more success than any of these awards or things that come along the way.
Wow. That actually got me goosebumps in the true sense, and I'm sure that everyone is who's hearing you really advice or inspirational tone that we got. Thank you so much. So I come to my last question, Dr. Anjana. What role do you think do these kind of platforms, like the Tandav or communities like the Vibe, which are women networks, actually play in preventing burnout and fostering growth?
Oh my God, I think they're hugely important. So women need women. The sisterhood is I think compulsory. You need a sister of some sort. So women understand women. We are emotional creatures, and it's not easy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with men. Men are all quite fine and good, but sometimes they hit you with logic. And sometimes you don't need that at all. And you need a woman who can equally be as emotional as you are and see your side of things. And sometimes a group of women, I think they're completely important, completely therapeutic. Your girl days are important. Your girl gangs are important. Your girl outings are important. And just sitting for some time and talking with a group of women, I think helps everybody. The entire group, it prevents, you talk about your problems, you talk about your successes, you help each other through. And I think one woman will uplift another. And that's how the world's going to come up.
Beautifully said that, Dr. Anjana. With that, let me hand over the session to Dr. Pranjali for the rapid fire.
Yes, so it's time to change our gears, and now we are going to start with our signature Vibe Plus rapid fire round. And man, we want to have answers straight from your heart. You don't need to think. Okay, so we'll start with first question. One word that defines your family legacy.
Pioneers.
Perfect. Medicine to you is passion or purpose?
Both.
One answer.
Purpose.
Perfect. A dance form that mirrors your personality.
Tandav. You knew I'd say that.
One word that defines Tandav.
Energetic.
Lovely. The daily ritual that centers you.
Yoga.
Your life mantra in one line.
Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached.
Excellent. One message for young women doctors in one word.
Balance.
Excellent. In your life, if your life were a performance, what would be its title?
The art and science of life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was superb. And now I'll hand over to Dr. Lotika for their closing remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anjana. It's really been a fantastic session hearing about your stories, and we all have, taken take-home messages from, and there's been a lot of learning about your journey and your experiences. For me, what was very nice was the saying that you said that when you're put in a pool, you swim or you drown, and I swim. So that's something that's very nice. Pranjali, what is your take-home message?
So I would remember, or I would recollect seva, the word which you were talking about, and ma'am has told you. So seva is something which I would always remember when I am treating my patients and doing any work in my life. Thank you.
Rukaiya, what is your take-home message?
She told about create happiness for yourself. So
That's
I think
nice.
that is very important, and women need women. The sisterhood is very important.
Yes, that's right. Kavita, what about you?
So ma'am talked about putting one foot forward, one step in front of another, and just keep moving. I love that. I love that idea. And that has got me and all my sisters ahead. And we keep pushing each other forward. So that's about.
Yeah. And Ritu, what about you?
I think I have a list of takedowns from Dr. Anjana, but yes, I'll try to limit myself. I didn't feel that, the thing that hit me the hardest is as a leader, have the courage to be, silent when the storm strikes, and then, also know that there is Of course, you have to show the belief, but there's going to be divine intervention if you're on the right path. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this has really been a fantastic session, and we'll all just smile and be the vibe.
Yes, let's say 3, 2, 1. Be the vibe. Thank you so much, Dr. Anjana.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you,
probably
sir.
have the quote of the day from Dr. Anjana.
Yes.
Can we have the quote of the week from you, Dr. Anjana?
The quote, though you did have a lot of pearls of wisdom, but one quote to take home to inspire our women listeners.
Okay, so I'd like to say, dreams become reality for those who dare.
Wow.
That's
This
amazing.
is really amazing. Very nice. So thank you so much for being with us today and joining our Hexalog. It's really been very insightful for all of us. And we now conclude, and we're looking forward next week to another speaker to learn some new insights in life and a woman's journey. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you to
much.
everybody.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.